Okay, well, thank you. Thank you very much to the President of the General Assembly. So my colleague, the ambassador from Slovenia, Andrej Logar, and myself will take over the chairmanship of this meeting. And according to the list of requests for the floor, I give now the floor to the representative of the Asian region. You have the floor.
I thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity to speak on behalf of Asia region. This statement is made on behalf of the Asia People's Caucus. We are pleased that the consultation on the outcome document and the remaining organizational matters for the high-level plenary session of the General Assembly, to be known as the World Conference on Indigenous People, have now taken place under your guidance and leadership. The Asia Indigenous Peoples Caucus welcome the appointment of Dr. Myrna Cunningham and Mr. Les Melger as two of your 4 advisors for this process. The indigenous peoples in Asia region have been engaging in good faith from the very beginning, with the understanding that this process allows for the full and effective participation of indigenous people in Asia and globally. Through our regional preparatory meetings, we came out with a call to action from indigenous people in Asia to the World Conference on Indigenous Peoples. This outcome document reflects the concern of indigenous peoples in the Asia region. Mr. President, indigenous peoples of Asia had actively participated in the global preparatory meeting in Alta, Norway in June 2013 and fully endorsed the Alta outcome document on the WCIP. We humbly submit this Asia outcome document for the consideration of states for the WCIP. We also fully support the Alta outcome document to be fully considered as a draft negotiating document for the WCIP. Mr. President, some of the key recommendations from our regions are as follows. Number 1, Asian governments to conduct constitutional and other legal reforms to incorporate the right of self-determination of indigenous peoples consistent with the UN Charter, UNDRIP, International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, and other international human rights standards. Further, states should be established competent implementation mechanism and allocate adequate resources to promote the effective implementation of these rights. Number 2, we recommend states to ensure that territories of indigenous people in Asia be free of state military interventions, and that military bases or military training centers installed in indigenous territories be not established without their prior informed consent. Number 3, we recommend for governments in Asia to evolve effective mechanisms to trace the genuine root causes of unrest and address the problems through appropriate political solutions, given the increasing trend of unrest and conflicts in indigenous peoples' territories. 4, as the culture and spirituality are the foundation of indigenous peoples' self-determined development, we recommend for states to discontinue discriminatory treatment towards indigenous peoples and instead promulgate teaching of indigenous languages in mainstream and indigenous people's own institutions, and promote other interrelated cultural systems encompassing indigenous health, intergenerational transfer of knowledge, and social norms and beliefs. Number 5, we recommend states to ensure the participation of indigenous youth and women in decision-making processes affecting them, including through provisions of adequate resources and space for such participation. Number 6, we recommend that Asian states to continue dialogues, consultations, and partnership with indigenous peoples on ways and means to foster better relationship with them and to enable indigenous citizens of those states to fully exercise their civil, political, economic, social, cultural rights in a truly non-discriminatory manner, free from all forms of discrimination, whether based on race, ethnicity, religion, spirituality, class, caste, gender, age, disability, or otherwise. Finally, number 7, we wish to again refer to operational paragraph 10 of the modalities resolution, which declares that the action-oriented outcome document should contribute to realization of the rights of indigenous peoples, pursue the objective of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, and promote the achievement of all internationally agreed development goals. This will only be possible if indigenous peoples have full and effective participation in the process of drafting the outcome document. I thank you, sir. Gazenting.